are Joosh It Up with when color, design, and style come together. Absolutely. And this event is a collaboration between two Geminis, interior designers, who love color and creating unique design styles to enhance our clients' interiors. And my name in full is Lyn Templey, and my company is Colore Interior Design, and I am a passionate color expert. When I was in the international fashion industry in London, I coined the phrase zhuzhing. Often I would look at people, my clients, and they weren't quite together. So zhuzhing means just to sort of pull the look together, and which was very, very successful. Then I parlayed that and transitioned into Vancouver, into mainstream interior design. And I noticed oftentimes when I was when I was staging my clients' homes, after it was all finished, they would say, "Oh my gosh, I just never knew that my home could look so beautiful." And voila, I thought, judging, I should, rather than my clients having to spend thousands of dollars on mainstream interior design, I thought, why not just zhuzh their homes so they could be living in the homes they'd always wanted, minus the thousands of dollars. So it would involve just rearranging furniture a bit, introducing color on the walls, beautiful accessories. And in short, just make the homes look more beautiful and livable rather than when they come to the point of sale. So this zhuzhing became my success connection. And I now would love to introduce to you my beautiful, brilliant fellow collaborator, unique style creator, Cynthia Ayerinde.
Thank you, Lyn. My name is Cynthia Ayerinde, and my company is called Unique Design Styles. And I am passionate about helping my clients find their individual unique design style. I work both in residential and commercial design and multifamily industry, and I found that, the benefit of working in the commercial design industry is that people have, big budgets and can create very unique designs that are in the space. And when my residential clients, they wanted to kind of have the same kind of effect, but a lot of times, again, like Lyn said, the budgets weren't quite there. Sometimes they would give me photographs of different interiors and they would like, please recreate this. And, sometimes that was like a full, remodel budget, and they were like then thinking I can't use design services. So I thought the best thing to do is to kind of determine what their unique design style was instead of them trying to copy what they see in the magazines. And then we can utilize what they already have in their homes and add, beautiful colors and accessories to, like Lyn said, to zhuzh it up. And it's funny because I found that term from a reality show, and I would always say, hey, we'll give it a little zhuzh. And when Lyn and I were talking, we were both like, we both use that same term. That's amazing. So that we definitely have to do a collaboration. And we actually met through this wonderful workshop from Luba Evans, who is our guest today, and she's an amazing love coach. And so Luba, welcome to our show, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, thank you so much for this warm introduction. I'm so excited that you're doing it. This zhuzhing is so in my blood as well. Yeah, so I'm a love coach, as you know, and I love color too. And I would love to learn from you guys how you use it. And of course, it's been also my journey to use color and become more and more, I guess, conscious and masterful in it. And what would you like to know? What's important for your audience?
Okay, for our audience, I wanted to know what made you decide to become a love coach, and then how have you become successful in that?
Okay. What made me decide to be a love coach is that before I was a spiritual teacher, I was teaching meditation and tantric meditation. And what I saw was that there were many really amazing, beautiful, conscious, powerful women who needed a partner, and it was challenging to find a partner on their level. And I took it as a personal challenge. And how I succeeded, I created a program. I created a kind of bulletproof approach, which includes the internal healing, which is very deep. And I work now, like you haven't yet even seen those metaphorical cards that I'm creating, the tarot, this new tarot deck is amazing. And also I work with very deep theta wave meditations, as you know, that work very deeply and provide healing very fast. And also kick-ass communication strategies, which are very powerful. And of course, our community that you're both a part of, as you know, it's really one of a kind. So all of us supporting each other and using this step-by-step framework, this, I guess this is what makes it very successful.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, I know when you're working with us, you have also talked about color. And so what is the essence, the element that you think women need to bring out in themselves so they can find love?
Yeah. Oh my God, this is such a great question. Well, you know, as one of the petals, one of the aspects of love blueprint is feminine radiance, and leaning into our femininity is about embracing life in all of its colors and shapes and brightness, and actually just becoming a life. Yeah. And so I already shared that most men, and we're talking right now about men, women, okay, forgive me if you're not in that category right now, but let's say when I work with men, they would say, oh, I really was attracted to a twinkle in her eye. So people are really attracted to each other by their aliveness, right? And so aliveness and color, they come together because look, like right now in COVID time, when we are kind of forced to explore our inner world and inner gardens and nature around us, all of a sudden, some people notice, oh my God, there are so many colors. Nature is giving us so much. There's this, and there are those butterflies, and this hue, and that shade, and this. And all of a sudden, we understand that the whole world is a feast of color. The life is a feast of color. And so, yeah. So that's why I think that when somebody pushes the envelope to get out of the regular safe palette, right? Am I pronouncing the word correctly? Palette. Yeah. When they push it, right, and they take a risk, they start living, right? Yeah. Especially when the color that's coming in is bright. And I am a fan of some colors, definitely, for the feminine, that I think work well for dating.
That's wonderful. And to continue the color, but more specifically, how do you think color and defining their unique style helps your clients with their confidence and ability to find love? Like, how does the color, and unique style, how does that play out?
Absolutely. So unique style, this is all about getting out of self-judgment, right? Getting out of this trap of perfectionism. And so when you own your unique beauty, you own your particular way of being in the world, you don't have to compare yourself to anybody else anymore. So that gives a lot of confidence. And so owning your unique beauty includes your unique shape and your unique color, what we used to call high value feminine brand. High feminine value brand. The brand, when you know that, okay, this is me, this is what I resonate with. So that's one part. Second part is when we are in the feminine, we are really in touch with our real emotions and feelings. And so I wake up in the morning and I kind of scan myself and examine myself and see, okay, so what am I feeling like today? How is life flowing through me today? What is the color that I resonate with today? And so it could be blue, like what Cynthia is wearing right now, actually, or it could be this interesting shade of red that Lyn is wearing. But that is honoring our feelings also. That is also giving us confidence. And in terms of attractiveness in general, of course, the brighter you are, the more full of life you are, the more attractive and magnetic you are. So definitely in that way, color also works. And plus, there is color therapy, right? So sometimes we actually choose a color that we need the most in the moment. Yeah, that also happens.
It's interesting how it's almost an organic, isn't it, process. And you obviously have an extremely colorful life, Luba. Everything about you exudes color. Creating success for the lives of women through your company, Magnetic Women. Is that that's what you're calling Magnetic Women? Because I know you are tweaking and...
Yeah, well, with the new deck of cards, the tarot cards is called Soulmate Codes, and so the next program is called Soulmate Codes. But there is still a Magnetic Woman community.
Yes, love it.
And everything. Yeah, of course.
So then, how would you envision adding more color to your to Luba's personal style and your life space, workspace, living space?
Beautiful question. Actually, I was really shocked. One of our Magnetic women who lives in Barcelona got on my case and she said, Luba, you're not fall, you're winter, you need to try all this cobalt metallic. You remember Hunter, maybe? Hunter, yeah. And so the whole new way of being opened up for me. So I started using this cobalt shade and some metallic shades and a very unusual metallic shade which is called Cosmic Purple for my lips. And all of a sudden, like and what I love is to be surprised, actually. Like, let's say, like, I felt really comfortable in this whole kind of organic Mother Earth kind of brick kind of earthy style because, I'm an old hippie, and so obviously I was connected to that. But then she really shifted me and she said, look, those things are more royal. You can really start charging more money. You start wearing winter colors. Seriously. Yeah. And so believe it or not, so I bought this something with this dark cobalt blue and lighter, and I showed up in it, and at first, the first moment I didn't feel very comfortable because I felt like, well, that's not me. I never in my life wore this color, but everyone loved it so much, and I did feel different. In this winter palette, I felt more royal, definitely, and less, organic, and everything I used to love was kind of loose, and it made me more, how would I say it, maybe more wild, which is great, but I'm already really wild. So, yeah, so maybe adding that royal blue, those metallics gave me some kind of a better, how would I say, vessel, like better shape, more discipline in a certain way. So that is interesting. Definitely.
That is interesting. Yeah, because I think also it allows you, when you make that change, like you said, you have to own it. And so that was a new shift. That was a transition for you to own a different look, a different life, and different, like you said, call to what you want to put out to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, and I think I told you guys this story, and that story is also in Women Who Run with the Wolves, about a girl with red shoes. Right? The red shoes. So the red shoes, red in general symbolizes arousal. It symbolizes something that could be forbidden a little bit, like from the patriarchy. And so when a woman wears red lipstick, red dress, red shoes, it symbolizes that she owns her desire and that she's not afraid to be noticed. And I can tell you, if you go to, like, before COVID, after COVID, when you go to a bar, when you go anywhere to a public place, in a restaurant, you're going to see that a woman in red is going to attract a lot of attention. It just happens. It's just a given, because she is signaling that, yeah, I am here. For example, right now I'm wearing red, but it's not that red. So my red is kind of like this. How would you describe it?
It's maroon.
Wine.
It's maroon burgundy.
Maroon wine. Yeah, wine.
Wine, very luxurious.
Yeah. And so what for me, what this symbolizes right now is that I'm mature, like a good aged old wine, that I'm ageless like a good old wine, right? And also, like, it's a little bit transparent as well. You see, it's like a lace. So the symbol also is that, well, okay, there are some parts of me which you can see, and then there are others that you can't, but the whole thing is still sophisticated and light on me, right? So it's a whole message. So like, I have a very deep relationship with red. So now I'm exploring other relationships.
Well, I love, continuing on the theme of red, when you had that amazing retreat that I went to, and you had the exercise that we should all get dressed in red, and as much as we could, and go out to the town and just see what happened. And it really is a very, it's such a tactile, and it conjures up all these passionate emotions, because I'm all about being passionate. And then you take ownership of your femininity, and it's very, very primal. So that was a fabulous exercise. We had one young lady who we nicknamed, or who became Carmen, who went into this great restaurant, bar, or whatever, and within seconds, in the time that it took me to get out from the car that I was arriving, I don't think you know this story, Cynthia, to the time it got me to get into, the time it took me, should I say, to get into the restaurant, she was always sipping champagne and sort of, planning weddings, not quite. It was like, so it's the Luba touch. It became known as, it's the Luba touch, you wear red and this is what happens. And you exude all the magnetic personality that Luba draws out from us. So yeah, so the power of color and your own style are, yes, absolutely, winning all the way.
Yeah, if you want, I actually have the picture ready of all of us wearing red. If you want, just allow me to share my screen.
Oh,
yeah. Yes, that would be lovely.
So you just need to enable, and then I'll show you. I think it'll be fun.
I did.
Yeah, let me try. Yep. Okay, here we go. Look at that retreat.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Remember everyone? And
I'm so mad I missed it. So you have to have another one, because I want to go.
Definitely. Yes. Definitely. My love's like, this is the first thing that when it's safe and we're ready, it's happening.
Yes.
And I hope, I hope in November maybe.
No, that'd be wonderful.
Yes.
Exciting. Fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
And I always also admired, like when we were doing our meditations for the first part of COVID and lockdown, Cynthia created a really incredible altar, right? That really that united everything that we were doing, and there were so many colors there. And I think we should also show that at a certain point, or just edit it in.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. No, it was stunning, and it's so much a part of you, Cynthia. They just you just exude. It's in your DNA. Color. Your personality is colorful, and it makes people so much more accessible, and much more successful, because people feel confident when they deal with somebody who is portraying confidence. So it's one of those win-win situations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's why I find it very important to try to help my clients achieve that. I think we're all doing this to help them. We're bringing color to the world, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And with Luba's help. Now, Luba, if you could wave a magic wand and take yourself back to a young woman, how, could you have imagined what you're doing today? It is like, and how would you change those beginnings to
change those beginnings to something else?
To something else, like, are you? How do you feel about this passionate, colorful life you created for yourself?
Yeah, amazing. Well, first of all, I was raised in Soviet Russia, where we only had 3 colors. We had brown, black, and white. That was
majority of colors. Black is not strictly a color. So
it's all neutrals. Wow.
Yeah, pretty much until I was 15 years old. 95% of the people, 95% of the time, that's what they would wear. So if you would find yourself on the street in Soviet Russia, you would be surrounded, like I think there is a movie when everything is black and white or something, and then somebody comes in with this red. So that's not what was happening there. So color was almost prohibited, like religion was prohibited, or spirituality was prohibited, color was prohibited as well. It was not communistic. I mean, maybe some red flag, red flag, red tie, okay, like an accent which symbolized communism, but that's it, but also a specific shade of red. So yeah, so to move from that to where I am now, of course, it took a lot of iterations. So I lived, like a mature wine, I lived through at least 9 bites of a fox. I have at least 9 tails that I used to cover my traces in the sand and regroup and reinvent myself and reinvent my color and my shape and my language and my offering and my understanding of who I am and the world and how things should be. So I'm very grateful, of course, for that very cathartic, transformational journey, which allowed me to become such an effective coach. But at that time, when I was a girl, and I wish I could also, maybe we can cut in that some a picture of me. Oh my God, I have to tell you, like, yeah, I didn't know how to dress at all. In fact, we didn't have sweaters. We had a sweater. You would say, well, okay, I need to buy a sweater. I don't have a sweater. I don't have a sweater. I don't have a shirt. I need a dress. I don't have a dress. A dress. We had one dress,
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one sweater. So
Surreal.
yeah,
Surreal. Yeah.
that sweater was black, or brown.
Or brown or white, yes. Oh, I think I'll do brown today, yes.
Totally, that's how we lived, and then everything capitalistic that symbolized freedom was coming and was illegal, it was forbidden, and was coming in color. And so as little Soviet children, we were looking at those, oh my God, that comes from America. Maybe one day I will be able to somehow make it through the Iron Curtain to get into that colorful world, so it was just like that, like you could make a movie about it. So in that respect, yeah, it was a long journey. And I'm still learning, I'm still learning more subtlety of color and more exquisite language. But I have to say, like, what I've already learned, I'm pretty impressed. So in terms of what I'm doing as helping women and working with women, actually, that dream came to me when I was 15 years old. And yeah, very early on, I have, because women were really, unappreciated in Russia, especially at that time. It was a very macho driven chauvinistic country, and my mother was a feminist, and she still is one of the first feminists in Russia. So I grew up in a way that I saw that I shouldn't be taking what they are offering in terms of masculine feminine relationship, and that what they were offering is that a guy can have a wife, a girlfriend, another lover. um, for example, Friday is a night with lovers, Saturday is a night with wives. Everyone is keeping their mouths shut if the guy is making money. Okay. And another situation is like a woman who is making money, who's working, also who's going shopping, and there is no mall. Like, we had to stay in lines, wait in lines to buy that one bread, that one potato. Like the assortment in the store was probably 6 7 items, and you had to stand for an hour to get them. So she gets them, there are no cars, so she has to carry the whole thing home, and then she has to cook dinner, because he expects dinner on the table. And then, she has to also give him a blowjob with nothing in return. And there is absolutely no possibility to even talk about sex, or what a woman could possibly need. Faking an orgasm was an absolute, like, kind of like accepted practice. So all of that, all of that was so unacceptable that when I was 15, as a daughter or a feminist, I decided that I'm going to put an end to it, that not on my shift, not on my watch, not going to be happening. Yeah, so it's been with me my whole life. And my friend and I, we were sharing at 15, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I said, well, look, I want to create this place where women are going to come in and they're going to be feeling kind of miserable and battered and this and that. But then when they come out, they're going to be like all these queens. But at that time, of course, I knew nothing about coaching. We didn't have even books on psychology, leave alone coaching or personal development. Are you kidding me? Like, nothing. But so I thought that place is going to be where they're going to become beautiful. They're going to be manicure, pedicure, and everyone. And what was important is that everyone is going to be treated with respect, not just given the manicure, not just given that haircut, but that everyone will be giving you those treatments in a way that would boost you. So that was my first dream and my last dream, I guess. I'm just doing it in a slightly different way now.
That's so amazing. It really shows, I think when you have that passion and you discover what you're supposed to do. It just, you can't live, because you probably had moments where things were difficult and you're like, I should change careers, I should give up, I should do something different, but you couldn't do it because that's that love you have.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, I had a web development company for about 10 years in Manhattan. And yeah, it was also great, but I have to say at the end of the whole thing, I realized people hire me just because they want to talk to me. Just like those companies, they just want to tell me about their problems. And I might as well just do this directly. What am I doing?
Oh, Mother Luba.
That's what happened. You can imagine, right?
But that's always been you, this incredibly warm, embracing personality that you are so drawn to, tell your, not necessarily your problems, just anything, you're just like this wonderful, incredible.
You just a wealth of knowledge,
I know. So time-wise, I noticed you have some more minutes. Would you, Cynthia,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they gave me a gift. Yeah.
They gave you a gift.
I was like, oh, I'm hoping I'm kind of soft. So we didn't come up with any more questions because we wanted to keep the time. I don't know what your time looks like, Luba, but I don't know if you want to share a little bit more about the love codes and the
about soulmate code.
Yeah, the soulmate code.
Yeah, actually,
because I think it's so exciting, and
yes, it is
what you're doing.
so. Yeah. Oh my God, because you haven't seen it yet, and you can. Let me just open the deck. Let me open. Like I'm gonna share my screen again because I want to show you several cards. Okay, and those cards are really. I feel like they are just seriously next level and metaphorical, deep, incredible. So I'm going to show the first card in the deck, first of all, which is called the trauma card. And the way we work with the card is now, and you remember we started working with visuals and now it took a whole new level. So we asked some questions. So let me just share my screen with you. Is it happening? Am I sharing or not?
It's not sharing. It says multiple participants.
Hold on a second. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, so this is the card. It's called trauma card, little girl trauma.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
And wonderful use of color to really emphasize.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so evocative, and the red dress, the quintessential red dress, and the girl.
And you remember how we were working with the little girl trauma so much and understanding what's happening with her? Is she underwater? What's happening? Like what do these characters remind you of in your life? What do you think how do they perceive her? How does she perceive them? What she's feeling? How do you when do you feel that way in situations right now in your life? And so we look at the card and we work with it. And of course, me, I always have some kind of a meditation for everything. So pretty much every card has a meditation that is associated with it. So you can listen to the meditation now and you can look at the card. So that way you're getting the audio and the visual. And then at the end, you also get exercises and questions. And so they really, really shift you when you take some concept and now it's out from subconscious into the conscious. Another card that I want to show you is called
just before you do that, I must say that literally my heart's pounding so much. That takes me back to the retreat in the great room, and I was taken back to be a little child, and that card almost to the T represents and evokes the memories, brings back the memories of being in that space. It is so exquisitely beautiful. Yes, I mean, the power of the illustration, the power of the figures, incredible.
What's so great is that you can take your individual, like you're saying, it takes you back to your childhood. Yeah. I have a situation where it reminds me of something like everyone can relate to it, and
yes,
it's specific, and they can draw out what speaks to them individually.
Yes. Exactly. Especially a woman who feels that way and then she goes on a date and it's the little girl inside of her that is so scared of rejection, that is still crying. And you can see here there are these red lines, and they symbolize the bloodline.
Mhm.
Right.
So what this also opens up the conversation about intergenerational trauma that we talked about and we healed so much. And I also want to say that it took me a very long time to find the artist.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
And the artist is a very magical girl who lives in Crimea in Ukraine.
Oh,
And her
wow.
name is Anastasia Telegina. And she's just a magical dreamer who basically really heard my vision. And we
Yes.
collaborated on daily basis for many months.
Mhm.
And so those things were coming to her in her dreams on many occasions. So we really got those things out of the collective subconscious. So now that's why they're so effective. So now I'm going to show you the next card, which is called the Vampire. All right. So look at this one. Yeah. So, and here you can also probably recognize, you tell me what you see on this card.
Well, the girl is she's like kind of giving everything to him, and he's like, and taking everything that he's giving her as well, and just the red lines, the blood, her sorrow. She just seems very like he's draining all her life force, all the blood from her.
Exactly.
What do you see, Lyn?
Yes, the same. I mean, the blood just literally pouring out of her in every direction, but mostly out of her head. All these sort of feelings of I'm being rejected, and he looks so callous and so uninterested and so whatever. You're just another woman to me. You mean nothing. And intaking some of her blood and then moving the blood on again. Yeah, it's incredibly evocative. And your heart really goes out to her, and you have a butterfly as well. She's a butterfly too.
Yeah, I just noticed the
Symbolize
butterfly.
hope, I suppose. Maybe she's going to be she's come out of the Christmas. Maybe she's also, realizing that she has power. And
she will, she will. Like a tarot journey, it is a journey, but it's for a female, right? This is our feminine tarot. And so she starts like this, but then she keeps moving, and then there are other cards. And let me see if I can oh yeah, here's one card which I think you're going to just love. It's also very powerful. It's called Getting Out of Perfectionist Trap. Or no, actually this one is the Inner Critic, right? Yeah, it's not yet Getting Out, but look at this one.
yeah.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love her use of always red. It's just, the critic is the red, strands are moving and upwards, and hers are, like they're moving downwards, and her whole face is drawn down, and she's being
holding her captive.
There's nothing good about me, and I just, I'm never going to be what I want to be, and a little bit of blood almost where her heart is, and yeah.
Yeah, you see, and this is also wooden, right? So she's paralyzed. She can't move.
Yeah,
she's trying to. One of the branches is trying to move, but it's not going anywhere. So it's really
wow.
Exactly. What else? I just wanted to show you a good card to finish with.
Don't leave us with that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Yes, exactly.
So that we've had hope. And let me see if I can find a good one. I don't know. Maybe but it's not here yet. Well, all right. I'm gonna show soulmate. I'm just gonna hold on. Maybe there is discovery, manifestation. So there are discovery cards, transformation cards, and manifestation cards. So we work in different ways with them. And okay, fine. I cannot find any of those, but so I'm just gonna show you me and my boyfriend. Here we go.
Oh, reunited.
Yeah.
2018. I saw some of your photographs. He's the chief car washer now. Like, just stay outside and wash my car. You posted one.
So
that's beautiful. That's he is so. I just love his expressions. That's lovely. Valentine's Day. And you're wearing red lipstick.
Oh yeah, of course. He's a really great guy. He's a really wonderful, kind person, creative and wild as well, but also very solid. And having him, you know, in my life is what's also helping me to show to women that there is hope. Because I used to be also this woman who loves too much, a woman who was attracted to narcissists and emotionally unavailable men. Oh my God, you know how many I have behind my back. You know, that's how I know what it feels like to be with that vampire and to be hooked and to be voluntarily giving your life force. And so it's a great transformation, which I want to wish for everyone to go from that place of self-doubt, self-criticism, right, to a place of vivacity. And let's go come back to the juju.
Zhuzhing?
Jooshing, because it came when I was working in France for a while, and zhuzhing, it's very onomatopoeic. It says what it sounds, what it is. So,
Okay.
but, well, on that note, beautiful Luba, thank you so much for gracing us with your incredible presence and your wisdom and your just loveliness. You're one of the through and through most lovely people I've ever been. Had the privilege to meet. And so we look forward to hearing about your zhuzhing it up stories, how you continue to zhuzh it up.
Can I say something? I want to say something else. Very interesting. That sound zh actually comes from a word in Sanskrit, and that word is jiva. And that word jiva means the same word in Russian, жизнь, and it means life.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Aliveness. That is where it comes from. And if you just listen right to that
Well, that's great to know. We didn't know that. So that adds to our our repertoire of information about it.
And that could actually be, and that could be a way to make your relationships with men more intimate, because you say, I'm going to zhuzh you. You are going to be zhuzhed. Do you want to be? I think so.
That sounds really magnetic.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's the expression, it's the kissing of the lips, you know.
Well, thank you, Luba. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us today. And we love hearing about what you're doing. I know that you are revamping your retreat center. And so we would love to see that. Maybe another episode we can come and, you can give us like a little tour of what you're working on and how it looks and everything, to see how you zhuzhed it up, right?
Yeah, thank you so much. And I want to wish for you, for the zhuzhing, the biggest success, and I'll definitely support you. And, you know, I'm sure that many, many women are going to be so happy to receive from your wisdom and your beauty. And also I want to say that when you showed up, and we always showed up in our group, it was always like a sun is coming in, both of you. So I'm so happy to see that you're doing something together. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, as are we. Thank you so much. Lots and lots and lots of love. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.